Okay, so today's refresher, it's just a refresher, is I'll change that color pen. Here's the equation, and your instructions will be to write the equation to the tangent to the equation at the given point. So what you can see here is it brings back semester one, is you can't explicitly write it y as a function of x. So you have to use implicit differentiation. So your implicit is what I'm saying. You can't explicitly write it as y as a function of x. So if you remember, we're just going to basically use a combination of the chain rule, and basically anytime you take a derivative other than x, then you're going to follow it with something prime. And in this case, it's y prime. So let's go through and knock the cobwebs off. And if you have any questions, let me know. So, okay, we'll use that color. All right, so so let's take the derivative of y squared. So that's 2y. Y is not x, so we have to follow it with a y prime. So it's a chain rule. It's inside the function. Let me see. Well, maybe I should have done this. Well, we can do this. Plus, let's do it. I was going to expand that when I first looked at it, but we can do it another way. It'll be no problem. So let's just do, xy in the denominator. And in the numerator, we're going to have the derivative of the product. So we're going to have the derivative of the first times the second plus, leave the first, derivative of the second. So the derivative of y is the number 1, followed by y prime is equal to the derivative of 2, which is 0. So there's your derivative function. Then we want to find out the equation of the tangent line at time, what did I say? E1. So we're going to go ahead and plug that point in and figure out what the slope of the tangent line at time E is. All right, so I'm going to go, so let's change color. 2 times my y, which I see to be 1, multiplied by y prime, that's what, y prime is the derivative function, right? That is the slope function. So that's what we're going to solve for. Plus y, which is 1, plus x, which is e, times y prime, all over x, which is e, times y, which is 1. That's all equal to 0. So let's clean that up. Now, if you would have done it the other way with separating that out, it's eventually going to get us the same answer. So that gives me 2y prime. Let's split that up to plus 1 over e plus y prime, because that's e y prime over e, but we can just cancel that out. It's equal to 0. Let's go ahead, and I need to isolate all of my stuff here. So I've got let's just clear this off so you don't look at it. So it's just a mess, right? So I've got 2 y primes and a single y prime. So when I add those together, that's 3 y primes. And I have a 1 over e, which I need to get rid of, negative 1 over e. And then hopefully I'm not insulting your intelligence here. I'm just solving it, right? Just like we've always done. And then divide that by 3, or what you would call multiplying by 1 over 3. So negative 1 over 3e is your slope finding function. So kind of scallop that off. It's not the answer, but it's partial credit. You got yourself a slope finding function. You got yourself the derivative. Now, That's the derivative. We need to find out what y prime is at the time e. So, oh, that was it. No, that's what we did, right? We did. What did we plug in? Do we plug in e? Did I plug in e? Yes, I plugged everything. Oh, okay, so there's my negative 1/3 e. It just glitched on me. I don't know what's going on. There we go. So now, let's do your favorite algebra. Y equals mx plus b. So you can do your y minus y1, whatever you like. We know our y height is 1. When our slope negative 1/3e is at that slope of the tangent line at the time. My x value is e plus my b. So I just plug my things into my m and my x and my y respectively. Let's see. We've got e's are going to cancel out, leaving negative 1/3. Add that to both sides. So that gets me 4/3. So then I now have my y equals my m, which is negative 1/3e times x plus my b, which is 4/3. And I now have my equation of my tangent line. You can throw it into your calculator and check it smacks right into the curve. We're not going to do that because it looks like you're already bored. So go ahead and do these problems for practice, because like I say, you got a mini test 50-point deal on Friday. So you want 65 to 67 odd. So 65 and 67. And then 71 to 79. And all of these are odds. Okay, so the one we just did, that doesn't start happening until beyond the 77, 79 is the implicit. The 65, 67 is just what we've been doing the last couple of days. My advice to you is scan those problems, anything you've done up until now, and ask us about anything that's giving you problems right now. Because, so hammer it out each day, because you pretty much know everything except tomorrow, and then we'll, for test on Friday. Okay, any questions for the good? All right.